Hello and welcome back to Green Street Elites and another edition of the In Crowd. To my left, as you can see, a young lad called Jake. Introduce yourself, Jake. Tell me a little bit about your channel and what you do.
Yeah, hi guys, my name's Jake. I do a YouTube channel called West Ham Unofficial, where we do normal fan channel stuff, games, all this, match reviews, previews, match day vlogs, all this kind of stuff. All about West Ham, really. I've been running it about 18 months now, since September 2020, however long that is. And yeah, I just love West Ham. I thought let's give this a bash, and this is where we've ended up.
Fantastic. And I've watched quite a lot of your content, and I often see you guesting on other people's channels, and you're gracious enough to appear on here today, so I appreciate that. But like for a young lad, and if you don't mind me asking, what is your age?
Yeah, I'm 14.
14 years old. Now, for a lad of 14 years old to have the kind of knowledge and camera presence that you've got, highly commendable, mate. I mean, you're natural at this, so I was keen to get you on here to chat to you, because actually I think this is the first time we chatted on screen.
Yeah. To be fair, the thing with it is when I look at my first videos, I think, crikey, look at the state of that. But I like talking, I like West Ham, and that's pretty much two of my favourite things to do: talk and West Ham. So there we go. It just perfectly binds together.
It certainly does. And the thing is, Jake, you make stuff entertaining, and also the knowledge is there. The information is usually pretty on the money. And I've noticed also that when you talk about something, you've done your research first. You're not second guessing yourself, because you've already done your research. And that's I mean, for a lad of your age, to do what you do and put it across the way you do, really commendable, mate. I mean, there could be a future for you in broadcasting. You never know.
Yeah, hope so. I think what it is I've always liked West Ham from the first game I've been to. I always took it as, oh, I like that, and to be fair, I don't really know where the camera and the knowledge side comes into it. I've always, after games driving back with Dad, we always have a big chat on the way home about it and this and that, and it's just and I think even watching videos I've done from last year, even I watching back and think, yeah, I've come a long way since then, which is always nice. But I'm not quite sure where all this comes from. But we're with it
comes
now.
from within, mate. That's where it comes from. It comes from within. I think for me, the reason I'm comfortable talking to people and stuff is because I've got a bit of a history doing like nightclub DJing and stuff. So
Right, yeah.
there's my kind of step into this world. But you have to start somewhere. And you've done really well, Jake. I really do appreciate what you do. It's good stuff. And getting on to the subject of the games, and how did you become a West Ham fan? I mean, bearing in mind you live down in Somerset, is it?
Yeah.
I mean, that's not a 20-minute journey to the stadium.
It's certainly not. No. I think from my knowledge is my dad's auntie did live up in Ilford near West Ham. It was just that side of the family was all West Ham, and Dad took a liking to it, and then there's West Ham stuff everywhere in this house. I've just took a liking to it, and that's it and all about it. To be fair, it's just been dropped down from that side of the family. Got other sides of the family: United, Liverpool, that. Don't bother with that rubbish. Dad, West Ham this, West Ham that, and I've gone, all right, we'll have some of that, and here we are.
Yeah. Well, I mean, kind of inherited then, as if you would like. Yeah. So. Do you remember the first game you went to? Or
yes, yeah. Well, I think it's the first game I can remember. Whether it was my first game, I don't know, but it was. Okay. Crikey, I think it was the 21st of March 2014. I think 2014 at Upton Park. We played Sunderland, and in true West Ham fashion, it was 0-0 until about I think it was the 88th minute. I got down because we were, I think we were quite near the back of the Bobby Moore stand back at Upton Park, and I was, of course, standing on the seat. Everyone's standing up. I stood on the seat. I just got down off the seat, ready to go. 2 minutes to go. Let's get ready, get the bag, everything. All of a sudden, I'm looking at these guys in front. They're going, go on, and then all of a sudden, everybody goes ballistic, and I was like, what is going on here? 89th minute Diaz for a Sacco winner, I think it was, and then it was just absolute scenes. I can remember looking at this guy's back, because obviously I couldn't see, I was small. Looking at this guy's back, all of a sudden everybody went yes, and I just loved it. Just completely loved it. It was brilliant. That was that's my first memory. I don't have many memories from Upton Park, but that's one of them.
No, yeah. Well, I mean, like, the fact is that, if you don't mind me saying so, you're a millennial. That's what, you're a millennial child. So, Upton Park is going to be like distant memory for you guys. You know what I mean? If you know what I mean. But you've been fortunate enough to go to the ground and experience it. So hats off. I like that, because not a lot of guys your age actually have experienced any time at Upton Park. So it's nice that you have, and fair play to your dad as well. He brings you up from what do you call it, Somerset to the ground, to the games, and so I mean, and it's not just home games you go to either, is it?
Yes. Credit to him. He's the one who sorts it all out, and I've got, and my other like real memory I can remember from Upton Park was Martin Noble's testimonial. We were there for that. That was brilliant. I've still actually got a flag I bought outside with. Hang on, 2 seconds. I'll get it. Hang on.
Go on.
I'll always remember buying this. It's slightly faded now. I bought this outside, £5. I gave this guy the money, and
wow, love that. Love that.
Bought that outside, and I'll always keep that. And that was from the testimonial. What a brilliant day that was, and the final.
Maybe you should have it put behind glass, Jake.
Sorry, say that again.
Yeah, maybe you should have it put behind glass.
Yeah, because it's just literally on the hallway set up there, and I think that just little souvenir from that day was superb. But the last honest memory from Upton Park I've got is because, of course, everything that happened on the last game with the delaying of everything. I didn't actually get to watch it because it was too late to go to bed. So I didn't watch the last game. But obviously dad had already sorted away tickets, but he said, because you didn't go to that game, we're going to go to Stoke away on the last season. I was like, last day of the season. I was like, brilliant. We were at Stoke away, and I think it was 0-0. I'm like, brilliant, absolutely brilliant. Just West Ham.
Yeah, that's great. So like, in the time that you've been a West Ham fan, and you've been able to, obviously you've been able to get to games and that, with your dad and such, and I've had the pleasure of meeting yourself and your dad, and but in that time, is there one everlasting memory for you, a West Ham related memory for you, one that will never ever leave you?
I think it's probably that one I mentioned at Upton Park. That's Sunderland game where Sacco scored in the last minute. That has stayed with me, because pretty much my memory, I can remember that, and I can remember the first couple of times going to London Stadium, but pretty much up until this season, not much has really stuck with me, probably because we've been utter crap, but not much has really stuck with me pretty much since the first season at the London Stadium till this season, where it's been incredible. But that moment, that moment when Sacco scored, that's just a memory that will stick with me forever.
Brilliant. Love that. And worst moment then since you've been a fan?
There's a few. And funny enough, I've got two, and funny enough, both of them happened in Wales, which is actually no, I could say three. The first one, and by far the worst one, was Swansea away. This must have been 2017 or 18 or something like that, where we lost 4-1. It was snowing. It, we didn't think we were going to leave. It was chucking it down with snow. We lost 4-1. That was the game where Winston Reid got that really bad injury, and everything was just so bad. We've only ever walked out of a ground with a substantial amount of time left in that game. We left on the 72nd minute, and on the 74th minute, Mikel Antonio scored to make it 4-1. We missed the only goal. We travelled 3 hours and we missed the only West Ham goal. That was by far.
That's irony for you, isn't it?
Yeah, by far the worst away day. There's two up there. Cardiff was one of them. We lost 2-0. That was 2018. That was just awful. And Everton away. That must have been a good few years ago. Just didn't turn up. West Ham lost 2-0. Just West Ham just didn't turn up. And what a long I can remember coming back from Merseyside, how long that trip back was, and we were absolute rubbish. But that's West Ham, isn't it?
Very little to talk to your dad about on the way home.
Yeah, pretty much.
Poor bugger. I mean, the thing is, Liverpool for me is about 7 hours, I would say, for me to drive there, and you're about 4 hours, 5 hours down the road from me.
Yeah.
So, it must have been a good 11-hour drive for you guys, at least.
I think the round trip was 12 hours round the.
Oh, really?
Because
you wouldn't come up this way anyway, would you? You would go up the M4.
We pretty much go around. I think we just go around the M25, go up, and just keep on going up north. And
But wow, I mean, that's some journey, isn't it? It's dedication. Got to admire that as well. So, favourite player since you've been a fan, then, Jake?
This question can broaden in many ways, whether you're talking talent, loyalty. If you're talking loyalty, it's Mark Noble. You've got Declan Rice, who's just been incredible. We all know that. Dimitri Payet, from when he was here, he was just, we all know how good he was. And for that moment, I've still got one of them shirts that in the bottom of that wardrobe down there that's got Payet on the back. I never wore it again. Peeling it off slightly, Payet 27 on the back. But it's got to be, the likes of Mark Noble. I loved Ginger Pele, James Collins. Yeah. Superb. Love the guy. And if we're talking recent, you've got Bowen, I love Craig Dawson. It's just such a revolutionary player, and it's hats off to the guy. Hats off to
who says you can't go shopping in Poundland?
Exactly. He's just. We all know how good he's been. £2 million, proved the doubters wrong. And what makes me laugh even more is the parody account on Twitter. Whoever runs that is absolutely superb. I'm on Instagram as well. Absolutely superb. But those are the kind of players where you broaden it out into different categories for a favorite player.
Yeah, I agree. So, also on that note, then, Jake, it's been a pretty decent year for us. I mean, we've had one or two games where we really haven't shown up, but in general, we've had a decent year. And in my opinion, there are more than one person that's a decent candidate for Hammer of the Year. What's your feelings so far this season?
Well, standout players, of course. Well, with Hammer of the Year, you've got the ongoing debate of should we just give it to Rice every year that he's here, or should we give it to another player like, for example, Jared Bowen, who's been out of this world this year, or even a player like Craig Dawson, who's just been absolutely superb. If you put Declan Rice to the side, it's got to be players that have impressed so much are Bowen, Dawson. With Dawson, he makes the odd mistake every now and then, but that you're not going to get less than a 7 or an 8 out of 10 when he doesn't have one of those nightmare games where he just turns off, which hasn't happened for a while.
And you're never going to get less than 100% from him either.
Yeah. Oh, 100%. You know, when we played Brentford a couple of weeks ago, they were all below par, but Craig Dawson was still very good. You know,
Yeah,
whoever
he
he
was my
part
man of
with.
the match, to be honest. West
Yeah.
Ham man of the match. So you've just named the three players that I personally would put into the hat. Rice, Dawson, and Bowen, of course. Yeah, I mean, I also happen to think that Pablo Fornals has been exceptional this season as well.
Yeah.
I mean, perhaps not so high a contender for the Hammer of the Year, but he has been exceptional this year. And I just want to give him a mention because, like he has not, like like other players, he's not long had a child born to him, and that obviously got to be a bit of a distraction, but he's embraced that, and he's improved his game since. I think. And Lanzini, of course, has just had a young and he's done exactly the same. He's switched it straight back on. So fair play to them for that. That's pretty good going.
Just with Fornals as well, was in this household last year, we weren't his biggest fan. We could see what he brung in terms of the work rate, but this year he's really added the other side of his game as well, the final third side, the attacking input, which we thought just wasn't quite up to the standard it is now last season. He's getting assists, and if there's going to be one player that's going to run and run and run, it's going to be Pablo Fornals. 88th minute, he'll run. If we're winning, losing, drawing, he'll run. He'll press that keeper. He'll come back. He'll attack. He'll defend, and he's really a fan favourite at West Ham because you see videos that really do warm your heart. He walks out with his baby at West Ham singing "Come on, you Irons," and he sings. He sings West Ham are massive everywhere we go on post-match interviews. He's it's like he's a Cockney at art, and it's just.
El Cockneo.
Exactly. And fans absolutely love him, and rightly so.
Yeah, great. He's been fantastic. And, we talk about whether players are a Moyes type player or not, or a West Ham type player or not. He fits both categories perfectly. He slots straight in.
Yeah.
I think if Declan Rice was tempted with a move away in the next year or so, I think, Pablo would be a definite shout for the next captain.
Especially in the last year, we've had more people definitely put their name into that hat. Depending on what type of captain you want. Creswell's probably not going to be at it because he's probably not got much left in him. But you've got players like Dawson, you've got leaders like Zuma, you've got Bowen, you've got who else have you got? You've got Lanzini if he continues playing, Souček. There's so many players in the last year that have put their name put their hand up to be counted and said, you know what, if needs be, I'm here and I could be a very good captain.
Yeah. And personally, I think Pablo Fornals and Kurt Zuma for me at the moment are the two strongest contenders for that, purely because, as you say, Creswell is sort of winding his career down a little bit now. Clearly, Benrahma doesn't fit the bill for captain material, in my opinion. In fact, I don't even know if he's going to be very long at the club. It's not that I have anything against Benrahma per se. I just don't think he's a West Ham player. And I don't really think he's a Moyes type player either.
No, he's not. No.
So I believe that his time's limited now with us.
Yeah, with Benrahma, it's honestly it's a debate you could have all day, every day, and people would still argue for and against with Benrahma. It's a tricky one because at the end of the day this year, people might say I'm being harsh. He can't cross a road. He pulls out of tackles. He just he does back every now and then. He does win the ball back, but is really championship quality. His crossing, he overhits it. You know, it's predictable what he's going to do. He's either going to once out of 10 times he's going to put the ball in. He's either going to overhit it over the back out for a goal kick, or he's going to cut back onto his right or left foot or whatever and curl it wide, or curl it straight down the keeper's throat or get blocked. It's
not get past the first man.
Yeah, it's incredibly predictable with Benrahma, and I agree. And many people are saying this, is they don't see a future for Said Benrahma at West Ham.
And I kind of subscribe to that. Although I like Benrahma, I think there's a player in there.
Yeah,
but I just don't think it's coming out at West Ham.
I think he was. I'm still convinced he was a bit of a panic buy. We couldn't get Lingard over the line, so not Lingard. I think it was definitely a Sullivan signing. Part of it might have gone, oh, let's just pick this guy up, because he's not a David Moyes player. You can see that, with the little spats they've had on the touchline. It's not a David Moyes player.
Yeah. There's definitely some kind of atmosphere there, isn't there? It certainly seems that way.
Definitely.
Whereas on the other hand, if you look on the other side of the pitch, Jarrod Bowen, he kind of seems to be everything that David Moyes wants from a player. And I mean everything, it's his best mate, and yet it's his boss. And he'll do this and he'll do that. He'll give you goals. He'll give you the work rate. He'll give you the pleasing football that the crowd wants to see and stuff like that. He's every inch a David Moyes player,
100%. He's been plucked out the Championship. Many clubs, to be fair, were after a player like Jarrod Bowen. We got him. Took a bit of time to settle in, which is to be expected. And I almost think since last season, I think he's bulked up a bit. He's got more strong, but he's also at the same time got quicker as well. He's just got that bit of zip about him, which he didn't have last year. Whether that's working on his farms in Herefordshire or whatever he's doing, he's got that bit of pace. He's got that get past that man, and I love a player like Fornals, but you can see the levels there. You've got the Fornals work rate there, but you've also got the end product, and you've got the goals there. We've got at the time I recorded, we've got Chelsea on Sunday. Rolled back to that goal we scored at the London Stadium. That was superb. Smack bang in that corner, and all of a sudden that puts us in the box seat for that game. Of course, Masuaku then goes on and scores. But he's developing, and he's only going to get better.
I agree, completely agree. And, I find it, I find it it's not what I want, but I find it appealing that clubs like Liverpool are looking at Jarrod Bowen. I find that, as a mark of respect towards him as a player and us as a club. I don't want them to have their grubby little mitts on him by any stretch of the imagination. But, it's nice to know that clubs with the quality that Liverpool have got are looking at players like Jarrod Bowen saying, we need that player. And we 100%,
will 100%. He's a real class act, and when Liverpool look at him as well, he reminds me of Jota, who's been picked out of Wolves and he's gone to Liverpool and he's been absolutely superb. Of course, I don't want that to happen to Jarrod Bowen, but clubs are going to be sniffing around him because he is England's best winger if we look at stats at this current moment in time.
Yeah. And a good shout for an England call-up, of course.
Yeah, got to be.
It'd be criminal if he doesn't get one, in my opinion. Actually, Jake. Also, with that in mind, obviously, the consistent star of the team is Declan Rice, and there are a number of teams, as we know, that are very interested in him. And any team that isn't interested in him just isn't worth talking about anyway, to be fair. But Declan Rice, next England captain, do you think? Regardless of what club shirt he's wearing.
Yeah.
I think those.
Well, certainly, certainly, I think he's got to be up there. Looking at the characters that we've currently got in this England squad, he is captain material. He's a leader. You can tell that in midfield. He can sit, he can attack, he can score goals, he can put in those vital challenges. He's a speaker, he's a leader, and he's everything that can be.
And he'll also clear the ball off the line for you as well. Kind of thing. And
whatever.
He is a distance player, I mean, he covers ground in a match, and similarly to the late great Bobby Moore, he can read the game too, which, and a lot of people would kind of shush me for mentioning Rice and Bobby Moore in the same breath, but I'm not the first person to do it, and I definitely won't be the last. But for me, Declan Rice is priceless to us. It's not just what he does on the field either. It's what he does in the changing room. It's what he does on the training ground. That guy, as you say, is a complete leader. And Mark Noble's, more or less come out and said, I'm happy to give the club to him, the armband. I'm happy to give it to him because I know it's in good hands. Kind of thing.
When you look at it with Mark Noble handing the armband over, I'm sure when Mark Noble was looking about 5 years ago thinking, who am I going to hand this armband over? And he's looking now and thinking, you know what, I can hand this armband over to Mr. Declan Rice with absolute pride, thinking that if that guy stays, he's going places and he can be bigger and better than what I have been at West Ham.
And, honestly, Declan Rice views Mark Noble as a mentor, as a friend, excuse me. And, he sort of kind of openly admits on that, the overlap with Gary Neville. I keep wanting to say Gary Newman, but Gary Neville, on there, he kind of almost openly admits, Noble's my hero. Simple as, like when they said to him about, what players do you kind of look at? And the first thing that came out of his mouth before the question was even finished was Mark Noble, and so, not only can Noble hand it over with pride, but he can also hand it over knowing that it's in good hands.
Yeah, and the fact is that people say it's the master and his apprentice. I think it's his master and his master 2.0 because people I have discussions at school when people say he's not worth 100 billion. Could I say this guy is, was it 22 or 23 years old? He's nowhere near his peak yet. What's he going to be like at his peak? When he's 24, 25, he's a winner, and hopefully we can bring that winning mentality and we can bring what he wants here at West Ham. But at the end of the day, when that armband gets handed over, and I'm sure Rice knows this, will have a word and say, you stay here at West Ham. You can win things here, and I think this is now a massive 6 weeks to see whether Declan Rice is going to be here for the long haul. If we can get to that final, because he almost openly admitted, was it after the Sevilla game, he said that was the biggest and best game of my life, and the reporter said, well, what about the Euros final? He said, well, yeah, that's up there, but that was incredible. That's what we want to hear. We want to see him doing that, pointing up to that away end at the top. We want to see him scoring goals. We want to see him singing Bubbles at the end at the London Stadium after magical European nights. This is what we want from Declan Rice, and I'm convinced he's not going anywhere anytime soon. People can report £200 million Real Madrid, 150 million Man United. Don't believe a word of it. Do not believe a word of it.
Yeah, 100%, Jake. And when he scored that goal and he picked up that badge and he was kissing it, I thought he was trying to chew it off the shirt, if I'm honest with you. I even mentioned the word French kissing the badge, I mean, it was just such passion in him. You don't have passion like that for a club you want to leave.
Exactly. And And as well, when all the players came out, a good hour after they'd left the pitch, they're all coming out, and of course the fans are still in there in Leon, and Declan Rice goes, and he starts going, West Ham are massive, and all the fans start going, and then Bowen and Antonio there.
Brilliant.
And then David Moyes comes out on his own, and he stands there for a good solid 5 minutes, I think, and he just listens and realises there's something special going on at West Ham. We've got Super David Moyes rings from the top of that stadium as he's standing there going like that. Thank you very much.
Like a little lump in his throat, doesn't it? Surely.
Yeah. Oh,
do you know what I mean?
When Royce kissed that badge, a shiver went up my spine. I went,
oh gosh. Still thinking about it now, it kind of, it brings all them emotions straight back to you,
Yeah.
Fantastic. And, it's one of the best, nights I've ever experienced. I wasn't at the ground, of course, but, I was in my local pub with guys that I'd never met before, and we were having drinking games, basically. And, every time we scored, we were hitting, Jaeger bombs, and it got quite out of hand towards the end of the game. And as soon as the third goal went in, I basically knew that there weren't any way of them coming back. Yeah. And, I kind of lost track of the game a little bit in the last 10, 15 minutes, but, it was just such a great experience because there were quite a few Liverpool fans in the pub. They're regulars in the pub. And, every time a goal went in, they were cheering and jumping up and down in the seats and stuff. And it was just brilliant. The whole pub were behind us on the night. It was just fantastic. And, I've never seen that pub that behind West Ham before,
Yeah.
It was great. Great.
I said at half time, with the 2-0 is a dangerous scoreline. They get one back, and all of a sudden it's a very different game. And that ball was played through to Jared Bowen, and I said, he's not going to miss this. No way. If I wanted one man over that, it was going to be Jared Bowen. I knew with every single part of me that he would put that straight into that corner, and that's exactly what he did. I did hold
my breath a little when he was taking it on his right, though, Jake.
Yeah. There was no real. Oh, is he going to miss this? With with a player like Fornals, you think, especially like an Antonio, was he going to get the ball stuck in his feet? I knew straight away. He said that's 3-0, and that's where it went, and I just couldn't believe it.
Yeah, and it was just a fantastic feeling.
Yeah.
The next day when I was watching all the YouTube content and stuff. Like official content and stuff from guys like ourselves.
Yeah.
Gonzo kind of brought a lump to my throat the way he was talking about it, and he was kind of really passionate about it, and it was like it kind of brought everything back. And then I watched the highlights, and then I spent the whole day just binge watching, and it was fantastic. And then we played Burnley.
Listen, you've got to take the rough with the smooth. I think yes, we know we haven't got enough players there. Yes, we know we haven't got enough variety, and they're going to be tired. And that's especially we've praised Jared Bowen so much here, but that's the first time in about a year where I've went, we didn't have that zip there today. And to be fair, they probably didn't get back till Friday morning. They were out blooming dancing with all the fans at midnight in Leon. They probably had Friday morning off, maybe a push Friday afternoon. They were training, Saturday training, Burnley at home. I think the whole injury to Westwood didn't help us whatsoever with it. The flow especially for Vlasic and for the whole team. I think it just killed any momentum we had, because it was almost in the ground. You got a feeling of and then they scored, and it was like, this is just a madness. But you've got to take the rough with the smooth. Brentford, Burnley, 2 disappointing results. You'd like 6 points. We've only got 1. We've got to have these bad games with these European ones.
Yeah, as you mentioned earlier, this coming Sunday we will be playing Chelsea.
Yeah.
At Stamford Bridge. How do you see that going, mate?
I'm more confident now as I know that Rudiger isn't going to be playing, and as I saw the defensive shambles Chelsea were on Wednesday night against Arsenal. They completely ripped them to pieces, which I didn't expect. And the thing is, though, that what's given me hope was that every single one of those Arsenal goals could have been avoided by Chelsea. You know, the first one, stupid mistake. The second Nketiah one, that was just an absolute shambles. They were passing it to each other, and then Nketiah just tapped it in. And every single one of them goals could have been avoided. And it shows when you take a player like Rudiger out of there, they crumble. They completely crumble. And that's what they did. And I hope that's what they do on Sunday. Hopefully they haven't got a point to prove, is in the fact is, you know, we need to get back on track. You know, they've got third. I don't think anybody's catching them, but you know, they still want to end the season well. Hopefully they carry on the same tune. You know, there's going to be the same amount of people there, if not less or more, from what was there on Wednesday night. I'll be there. You know, there'll be 3,000 West Ham fans, or however many in there, compared to the quite a few empty seats that will be in Stamford Bridge for the reasons we know. But it's given me more confidence seeing what happened on Wednesday and knowing that Rudiger's not going to be involved. But one thing that does fear me, though, Lukaku's been awful, and we all know Lukaku loves a goal against West Ham.
That's the one thing, though, isn't it? Yeah, he scores every time he plays against us, doesn't he?
Pretty much, whether it's West Brom, Everton, Man United, Chelsea,
whoever it was. I don't think he failed to score against us as easy if he's played us. I don't know, actually. I could be wrong, but he's got a damn good record against us.
Yeah, I think definitely we are his favourite team to score against. He's got the most goals against West Ham than any other team.
Also, though, Chris Wood was a bit like that with us, wasn't he? Until this season.
Yeah.
You know, so hopefully, you know, the same omen will be floating around if Lukaku does play. You know? Hopefully
not. Yeah, hopefully. Well, we'll have to wait and see.
So, what you got coming up on your channel then, Jake?
Yeah, so we'll have a preview Saturday night for the Chelsea game. We'll have some content, building up on match day on Sunday. There'll be a vlog from the game inside Stamford Bridge, probably Monday morning. Just normal stuff, and then of course attention turns to the Europa League game. What a madness that is. Cannot wait for that. We'll have content building up to that. Plenty of stuff planned. We're going places. We really are. Yeah.
And I agree with that. But on Thursday, will you be going places, or are you going to be at home watching it? Obviously, you're back to school this week, aren't you?
Yeah, back to school this week. If I was still off it, I think it might be a different story. But yeah, we'll be watching it from the comfort of our own home, punching pillows instead of punching seats.
Yeah, there's nothing wrong with that. And to be fair, you know, sometimes when the game is so intense, you know, like for me anyway, I'm probably more comfortable just having my own company around me rather than 60,000 people that I might freak out in front of, you know.
Yeah. But for us as well, to get to the London Stadium is a bit of a nightmare. It'd be enough to take a day off school. He's got to take a day off work, and
it's not feasible every time, is it? You know, you just on the odd occasion. I mean, clearly, you know, if you could, you would. I know that. As I say, you get to the stadium quite a lot. In fact, more than I do. And I'm only 50 miles away from the stadium. So, you know, well played, mate.
Yeah, it takes us a good 3 hours, depending on whether we drive up to the outskirts at Richmond, whether we train it all the way. And it takes a good 3 hours to leave home to get to even Westfield. But yeah, we do it. We prefer the away games. Looking forward to it on Sunday, because I'm sure the West Ham fans have been pulling out their Chelsea book and adding to the chance, ready to take the mick out of them on Sunday, I'm sure.
Yeah. I mean, I've had a little bet on the game for Sunday, if I'm honest, and it's only a little £5 bet, because I'm not big on gambling, and I don't suggest that anybody takes up gambling, especially you, young Jake. But I had a little £5 free bet on my betting app, so I've put it on the game, and I've put it for a 2-1 West Ham win. got 17 to 2. So, you know.
Let's hope so. Well, let's hope for a 2-1 win now. I think they will score first, but I think it's going to be heroic. They're going to second half. West Ham are gonna be attacking down towards that away end, and it's going to be scenes.
Yeah. Okay, Jake. Well, you know, it's been fantastic hearing what you're saying. I love the fact that you're so passionate about the club and everything. And you know, to me, you're just a young lad. You know, 14 years old. I'm 60 now, so we're talking 44 years older than you, and you're teaching me stuff, mate. And I love that. It's great. Is there anything else you want to add before we wrap things up? You know.
No. I think it's nice doing things like this just for me, for people watching, and for you, especially for me, because I like talking about, you know, where my West Ham love has come from. You know, everybody's got a different story. Their first game, this and that. You know, whether it's winning 1-0, losing 6-0. You know, we're all West Ham, and we've all got our different stories to tell. And yeah, thank you very much for having me on, mate. And I like reminiscing this kind of stuff. But yeah, make sure. But before we do go, subscribe to Green Street Elites. Budgie's doing some good stuff here, so you can subscribe, notifications, like the video, comment something nice on this video. There we go.
Thank you very much, Jake. That's much appreciated. And also, don't forget, those of you that don't already know Jake, go over to West Ham Unofficial, give him a like and a subscribe, and hit the bell and everything. You know, we like to share the love amongst ourselves. You know, it's always the way with West Ham. You know, we are a family, and we love to share the love, as it were. So, you know, rounding up then. So, Jake, thank you so much for taking time out of your day to talk to me, mate. Please pass my regards on to Mum and Dad, and hopefully I'll get to see you soon at the stadium.
Hopefully so.
You know, it's not an impossibility, mate. You get up there more than I do, as I said, but you know, I'm definitely going to try and get up there for a couple of games before the end of the season.
Yeah.
So, you know, thank you very much for joining us, guys and girls. Don't forget to hit the like button and tickle the bell, and come on, you Irons.
Come on, you Irons.
Take care.
Cheers, guys. Bye-bye.
Bye.
West Ham is massive, everywhere we go. Everywhere we go. Artie, Zen. Yeah. Look, we're just gonna throw some bars in, have a bit of a laugh, have some fun. Hope you guys like it. Much love. You know it. Come on, you ones. When I jump on a track, I flow like an artist. Lyrical brush, I paint all my hardship. Take off too fast, so strap up your harness. Leaving the ocean parted. Moses, nothing. Needing to find my bro like Raditz. Believe it or no, my death's no challenge. I ain't the hardest, can't be rapping and wheeling. Chilling in the back street, chatting. Or we can stand in your place. Handstand down while we dance in your grave. Handstand plan, there's no chance of a fake. I've been a fan cam ram, but the man on the plate unhinged. Hit the bars so hard, see that cringe. Solar bars, changing the colour of your skin. Polar charts, filling the Arctic wind. Know my path, lit in the darkness in. I know it's hard to be the goat at last. I wanna show my cards, I gotta roll with hearts, gotta devote my part to the bro from the start. Might as well go throw him a dart as I load my hope. I'm broke, I chose to go alone. I know my death's from overdose or comatose. To blow my bro dopes, a rope, use to choke, abuse a coach, diffuse at home. Flips up a pound, gives up on crowns, trips up, falls down, sits up on ground, sits up and out, screw up and bounce, lives ups and downs, she comes around, it's us without the us and ours. How the fuck did I wake up here from the haze and beers and the games and peers? How the fuck do I make it clear? I don't chase that gear that I hate from fearing. This is just a test of flows. And my grades are the best with those. Yeah, the best. Tell me that I'll let it go. Let it go. That we frozen, let it float. Nah, we got that pound hidden in a mattress. Evergreen, not Everdeen, not Katniss. Snakes there, changing their faces. Too many catfish. Cause I'm a beast in the East. G's leaving these heat beasts. Needing to keep free, please. And the peeps we see in the seas need heaps in the aqua. Deep to the backup, creeping the black up. Flee from the sergeant, dress up to dapper. I am the one, no matter. My tracks are tuney, you boys are loony. Calling him Clooney, just another actor. Your bitch mouth like a Fuji, passing around like a doobie. Taking her out, she's a foodie. I am a dragon, she slew me. And this is just a test of flows, hence the road ends at home. Dressing don't finesse the flow up. Hiroshima, you know I'm gonna blow up, cause the market needs another glow up. Flesh is getting harder, man's not gonna show up. When I jump on a track, I flow like an artist. Lyrical brush, I paint all my hardship. Take off too fast, so strap up your harness. Leaving the ocean parted, Moses nothing. Needing to find my bro like Raditz. Believe it, I know my death's no challenge. I ain't the hardest, can't be rapping and wheeling. Chilling in the back street, chatting, yeah.